My very first experience or my first day meeting Brock was just about 5 years ago, and I heard this loud noise where he was extremely upset and agitated. He was hitting his head on the metal of the forklift. He was crashing his head as we were walking out on any hard surface he could find, and blood was spattered everywhere. He was doing this 2 or 3 times a week. At that point, I was alarmed. I didn't know what to do about it. I just did what everybody showed me how to support him in his behavior support plan. And after trying that for 3.5 years, I realized that none of that was going to work and that we had to try something completely different, which is where Monica Myers and myself started working with the visual system and giving him choices, giving him a way to communicate what his needs were, and also a way to predict what was going to happen in his day. When he comes in, he likes his routine at work, and he likes to know that his routine is going to stay in place. And the way that he can ensure his routine stays in place is with his visual information. So all the systems are set up to help him identify the steps in each job that he's doing. And he has a color to match each job so that he knows which one. And the colors match on his schedule also. So he knows which folder to look for.
Chips.
Well, I've worked with Brock off and on for about 15 years because I've been at KAT for 15 years, and I also work at the Morgan Center, Francis at Morgan Center, where he lives. But Brock knows me from both places, and when Michelle told me that, Brock has a job and he was down here working, I was like, not Brock, not the way he had been with the aggressions and the just not really being able to communicate what he needed and everything. So she said, well, I
wants you to work with him on Thursday. So I was like, okay. And came down here with her a couple of times and seen what he was doing and how he was doing, and I cried the first day because I was like, it's like a 360-degree turn from where he's been, and I've seen him go, the things he's gone through, be aggressive towards people and self-abusing and stale them. So I was just really amazed, and it's cool. I really like it because I get to see him really think about the things that he's doing, and he just seems really happy. He likes, you know, all the guys here, and he just does his thing, and so it's just amazing when I got to see him paint, you know, paint the walls and stuff, and how he would, Michelle was like, oh, I gotta tape his shoes, and I'm like, well, does he know how to tape his shoes, Michelle? She's like, I don't know. So we were like, I was like, well, let's see what he does. And he was taping his shoes and doing all this stuff, and I was like, oh, that's my boy, you know. And so it's cool just to see, you know, how far he's come and how far he's grown and everything. Because if somebody would have told me that this is what he would have been doing, if somebody would have said that to me 10 years ago, I would have been like, no, I bet my paycheck that's not going to happen. But it just seems like once we really started to incorporate Brock and say, Brock, well, what do you want? And try and do different things instead of people saying, oh, well, he's not going to be able to do that, he's not going to be able to do that, and letting him experience these things and do these things. He's been excelling in all areas.
What do you think about Brock working here?
Oh, I think it's great. I mean, helps out quite a bit. We get a lot of stuff back from the field that is all clustered up, and then we get to put the screws and stuff back there. He splits them up and saves us a little bit of money.
Has it been difficult?
No, not at all. I mean, haven't had any problems with him, and whenever he needs help, he just asks for it. So it's been pretty good here.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think him working here is a great thing. He's a benefit to the company, and it's kind of fun to help him, and it's kind of fun with him helping us.
I watched him a lot. The first day he came in, he was so disoriented. He actually kicked the shelving, and they got him set down. And I've noticed how detail oriented he is. When they teach him to do something, he puts in his mind step 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And if something happens that derails that, he's now questioning it. Like for instance, every Thursday when he leaves, he's handed a paycheck. Well, one day one of the girls forgot to put the paycheck out, and April and Brock were leaving, and he stood at the door, and he wouldn't leave, and she said, what's the matter? And he said, paycheck. He knew that on Thursday he got his paycheck. And so they handed him his paycheck, and he was all happy and left.
First presentation, the first words were, how can we help you be more successful, and here's what we offer. That's what got her foot in the door. And her unending positive attitude also was critical.
Brock has lived at the Francis Haddon Morgan Center for most of his life. As most people go through different changes in their lives, it's this really great puzzle of trying to figure out what works. And it's an extremely long process to play investigator. In Brock's case, KAT and Michelle Berrering did an excellent job. We've now got a key that Miller Sheet Metal can actually go in and they can take pictures of him doing a new task, and he learns it much more quickly because he has that process and that routine with them already. Very excited. Within a month he'll be moving into the community, and his new home wants to use the same process to help him transition. So it's like we finally found the key to open the locks and the doors and all of that, and make sure that Brock is well supported and happy and doing great, and he is. He's a terrific success story. He worked hard. He worked very hard too.